Good day. Today, I will analyze the political repercussion of the fall of Avdiivka yesterday and how the collective West, despite the facts on the ground, still continue to have a sort of Ukrainian victory. It is clear that since the start of the war, the collective West has supported a narrative that is completely disconnected from the real cause of this war. For 2 long years, the Western media, and especially the French and British media, did not make an objective analysis based on the facts on the ground, by only expressed their wish to bring a strategic defeat to Russia. Since the first hour of the war, those we see on television have announced Putin must lose. It is as if the West has uh, blocked its ear and closed its eye to wander in its own world of illusion. Like, for example, the Russian army is weak, the soldiers are alcoholic and demoralized, the Russian weapon are less efficient and developed than Western weapon, or the uh, stupidest think it is the Russians have a lack of semiconductor for the put in their missiles, and they look for them in their washing machine. Since the start of the war, the West has wanted to bring the Russian economy to its knee through sanction. They have desperately sought to fuel a sort of discord within the Russian population, which end with the fall of Vladimir Putin regime. All this did not work. So they hoped with the prolongation of the war that a miracle would occur, an event that would happen in Russia, so the Ukraine would win. The event of Yevgeny Prigozhin is an example. During the first hour of his march toward Moscow, I heard in some Western media that Prigozhin is a hero. He fights for freedom and against the tyranny of Putin. Suddenly, the problem was resolved. After 3 months, Prigozhin died in a plane crash. June 2023 begins the counteroffensive, and its end in a catastrophic failure for Zelensky and his regime. The forces go on the offensive while the Ukrainian forces the Russian forces, I mean, the Russian forces go on the offensive while the Ukrainian forces go on the defensive, despite the fact that the facts say that an Ukrainian victory is total illusory and a Russian defeat is impossible. The collective West continue the escalating madness. It is clear that they wanted to be directly involved in the war, but they cannot because direct involvement mean a third world war. It's a it appeared at the end of 2023, the Western narrative begins to deteriorate. This was stated by Jack Beau, former Swiss military leader and geopolitician. The media are starting to talk, the Western media, the collect Western media, starting to talk about a probable Ukrainian defeat. The West has realized that Russia cannot lose, but the serious problem is Western pride, which is at stake. The West which consider itself to be the ultimate political social cultural model. How to leave their fool and racist narrative about the war and Russia seems false. It is a catastrophe. It is a geopolitical cataclysm which will remove the veil on the reality of the West and its erroneous discourse concerning the war and their so called value. We hear in the majority of Western media that Ukraine is fighting for our value. But what value are they talking about? A childish claim. When I hear this statement, I realize to what degree the West is disconnected from reality. But unfortunately, they persist in continuing their crazy narrative. Why? Quite simply because Western hegemony is at stake. Therefore, they are forced to lie and lie. They condemned the propaganda of the Putin regime and the Kremlin, so they are angel. They are the force of good. And the Russian with the Chinese and the country of the global south, the world, the Oriental world, they are, or the world Oriental, they are the force of evil. You see, dear friends, to what extent the West had a naive approach to geopolitical reality. Not all of the West, of course, because there are some specialists with a completely logical and rational vision of reality. The fall of Avdivka was like a thunderbolt on Western government. It is clear that the Ukrainian army is deeply weakened. It seems that Zelensky has gone crazy. When I see his face and how he spoke, I see that he is psychologically disturbed. A rabid dog. He cannot negotiate because negotiating is a defeat for him. He will probably be assassinated by the nationalists, the Ukrainian nationalists. The fall of Avdiivka has convinced Western government that Russia becomes stronger with the duration of the war, and all their hope of a Russian economic collapse is shattered. Despite this, it continues in the narrative. The narrative to bring the Russian economy to its knee. But all of this doesn't work. The day before yesterday, 16 February, Macron announced financial aid to Zelensky of 3 billion euro, while French farmers have been suffering for months. The German Chancellor, too, what is the point of a bilateral security agreement? This does it not change the course of the war. It is an act of despair. The fall of Avdiivka prepared the way of Russian forces to advance further into the Donbass. With these words, as I reach the end of this broadcast, thank you for supporting and subscribe to my channel and have a good day.